What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today we're talking about some killer EDC knives. Knives that come in at a great price and are equally awesome EDC knives. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to the channel down below. I would love to have you here, and hit that thumbs up button before you head out. I greatly appreciate it. Really helps the videos get circulated. So let's kick this off with the Ganzo. This is the FH31B coming in D2 steel. We have a nice Wharncliffe sheep's foot style of blade there. Nice little swedge going to the tip. This is going to be a flipper tab for deployment. The detent is tuned extremely well, nice and snappy. Ergonomics are great on this thing. We have a nice little G10 backspacer. We have an integrated lanyard hole there. Deep carry clip that will be reversible. And they put a filler tab there, making the aesthetic nice and clean. And these are like under 30 bucks, which is insane. If you're looking for an affordable EDC knife, an affordable user, Ganzo is a company and a grouping of knives that I would heavily look at. If you're not trying to spend a ton of money, but you want the most out of that little bit of money, this is where I would at least start my journey. Now we're going to double up on one here. This is the new Concept Cryo coming in 12C28N. We have a full-size knife here. This comes in right around 60 bucks, I want to say. Stonewash blade, nice drop point, swedge to the tip, a very nice cutout, and rear flipper tab for deployment. This thing is nice and snappy. The stonewash is beautiful on this thing. The flipper tab is also done very well. It kind of cants down and then that tip comes back up. It gives you a ton of leverage on this thing for that light switch. And then the thumb and reverse flick are equally very good, nicely tuned for the cutout and rear flipper, which some companies, some designs do have an issue. We have beautiful blue micarta for the handle material. We have a deep carry clip here. Screws aren't recessed, but I've had no issues getting this in and out of pocket. Will not be left-hand friendly as far as changing the pocket clip over, but at this price point, even if I'm a lefty, to get this size, this material, or these materials and this type of build quality for around 60 bucks, I'm in this all day long. It is an extremely comfortable knife and a beautiful blade shape for any day-to-day or work type tasks. So on this one, I'm going to give you a twofer here. We have two from Mert. They're both called the Rhino. One is a liner lock. One is a button compression lock. This one's coming in 14C and micarta. This one's coming in D2 and G10. The price difference is about 40 and 60, somewhere in that ballpark. They typically have coupons and sales and stuff like that, and they are both very good knives. This one initially did have some issues with the lockup there, but after some diagnosing and some work, it is locked up rock solid and have not had a single issue with this thing. And it's cool to get a button compression lock like this for 50, 60 bucks, somewhere in that ballpark. And you got a front flipper, you got dual thumb studs, and you have a little cutout there, and they all work very well. You can use all of them. They're very well placed, and you can use the cutout, you can use the stud on both sides. It's easy, and this thing is well tuned. The front flipper does take a little bit to get used to because it's so minimal, but it does work, and then you have a nice little place to kind of land over top if you do. I usually just go right over the knife, but that works very, very well. The Rhino in 14C with the button compression lock is a great option. And then the liner lock D2 Rhino is equally very good, especially at the price point. D2 PVD coated blade. In this case, we have a rear flipper instead of the front flipper. Not sure why they switched it up, or one has the other, and I don't know why they did that. Maybe just to kind of give it a little tweak and make it a little more appealing to some. G10 on this particular one. They have a couple different flavors. We do have a deep carry rollover clip there. It's going to be the same on this guy. We have a micarta backspacer on that guy. G10 backspacer on this guy. They will both have a hidden lanyard loop. This one you will be able to flip the clip. The other one you will not be able to. So if you are a lefty, this would be a great option for you if you are looking in this price point. D2 with a PVD coated blade. You know, that PVD coating really aids you in what would maybe have stopped you from buying D2 in the past. These coatings, guys, just make knives hold up so much better, especially if they are, you know, prone to corrosion over time. These coatings just work wonders, and, you know, D2 with a coating is a very, very solid steel. This thing is tuned extremely, extremely well, and same here. You can use all the deployment methods very easily. At the price point, I think this is a very, very solid knife. So this one will be an odd one for the people who regularly watch my channel, but I gotta say, guys, I've been carrying this some, and I really like it. Now, I still prefer to have the pocket clip the other way, but one thing I can say, guys, is for a tip-down pocket clip, for something that you're going to truly be using day in and day out or all day long, having a tip-down pocket clip is going to be a game changer in the ergonomics department. Because it's up here, you don't feel it at all. So if you have an ergonomic handle and then your pocket clip is mounted for tip-down carry, it is just extremely comfortable. So we have the SOG Scramble here. This is coming in AUS 10. It has a beautiful satin finish blade. We have a recurve Tanto style blade here. But guys, this comes in like under 30 bucks, I believe. And it is extremely, extremely well done. The detent is nicely tuned. Like I said, the ergonomics are fantastic on this guy. It carries pretty deeply in the pocket as well. And one thing about tip down is when you pull this knife out of your pocket, it is ready to roll. There's no flipping it around or anything like that. So that's one thing I have learned to enjoy. Now, I still prefer to have tip up carry, but I can definitely see a place for tip down carry, especially, like I said, if it's something you're going to be using all day long, every day. I could see using tip down and not having an issue with it. But just for people who do prefer, you know, a tip down carry and they're in this price range, this is a fantastic option. AUS 10 is not to be slept on. Don't listen to the people who say it's not good or it's crap, because they don't know what they're talking about. AUS 10 is a decent steel at the least, and it's a very good steel in my opinion. That's why Cold Steel uses it. That's why Demco uses it on the 20.5s. That's why Kubey uses it. AUS 10 is a very formidable steel, especially at this price point. It's an extremely good deal. The SOG Scramble. Here's another one, guys, that has just been extremely formidable at the price point. This is the F&Grow Bearfly, coming with a stonewashed D2 drop point style blade. We have a swedge going to the tip there. Comfortable thumb studs for deployment. They give you plenty of room there to get access, get a ton of leverage on them. They did an outstanding job on the crossbar lock on this guy. Nice protrusion, so you're not having to dig to try to get to the tabs to release it. And this thing is rock solid. I've tested this on several occasions, and the lockup is rock solid. The only, nitpick could be that they did a lower mounted pocket clip here, but these are going to be coming in at an extremely affordable price, like under 30 bucks. And that's something I've been willing to overlook because the micarta is nice. The D2 has been doing very well. The crossbar lock is fantastic. Nice strong springs. Just a fun knife to carry. And I could see picking this one up any day of the week at the, under $30 price point. Comfortable in hand. You can even reverse the pocket clip if you are left-handed or carry lefty. And one thing that this does, it goes back to function. It makes it so that you can get this in and out of pocket very easily. I wouldn't mind if they did this and maybe had a little bit shorter and not quite, more of a minimal clip. A little bit skinnier and a little bit shorter would have been just perfect. It's a little long, but you don't feel it in hand. In my hands particularly, there's no hot spot from that pocket clip. So there's something to be said for good ergonomics, easy in and out of the pocket, and an incredible price tag. This is definitely a winner in my book. Next up, we have probably, in my opinion, not probably, but we have the kings of incredible quality and affordable in the Miguron line of budget knives. This is the KX in its budget form. And guys, it's incredible what we are able to get these days for like $50. So we're getting a satin finished 14C 28N sheep's foot style of blade here. We have a cutout and a rear flipper tab for the deployment options. Flipper tab is done very well. The cutout is placed and done very well. Also, we are also getting micarta. They have a semi-contour to them, and we also have a milled titanium pocket clip along with a G10 backspacer, and these come in right around $50 to $55, which is an insane price for the materials you are getting here. Next up, we have the Kubey Talia, and guys, this is my first experience with the Kubey Talia, and I could not be any more impressed. I know Kubey's good. They have great designs, great build quality, great prices, good materials. But this thing, guys, I really slept on it. I've looked at this knife dozens and dozens of times, whether it be on different retailers or Amazon. I've seen this knife a million times, and I just always kind of passed it by. And I can't believe that I did, because this thing is absolutely spectacular. If you're looking for a full-size knife that is packed full of features at an incredible price tag, these are still on sale on Kubey's website. If you use my code, which I'll have linked down below, you can get these at an insanely low price, between $20 and $30. And for between $20 and $30 to get a satin finished D2 drop point blade, you have multi-deploying options with the cutout and front flipper, and which I might say so, guys, this is one of the best designed front flippers combined with that detent. It's just so good, guys. So satisfying to deploy this thing. You can get a ton of leverage on that flipper tab, and the jimping is so nice. It's just, for the money, it's insane that you can get something like this for $20 to $30. 10, 15 years ago, people would laugh at you if you were like, I want to spend $30 and I want to get these materials. You just couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. G10, very nicely finished. We have a deep carry reversible clip here. Great access to the liner. This thing has just been very, very pleasing, and it's just an outstanding design from Kubey. Great job on their end. Let me know what some of your favorite EDC killers are. You know, your favorite affordable EDC knives, say under $70. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.